Hi, so the first test that I took was whether I preferred older people or younger people. And when I first took this test, I definitely thought that my results would come back that I prefer younger people over older people. But I actually had no preference according to the test. I was shocked by this because I want to be an early childhood educator, and I would definitely prefer working with younger children over older people. Like, I would most definitely rather be working in a classroom with younger kids than working like at a nursing home. So I was really shocked by that. And but I do feel like since I don't have a preference, that will impact my future greatly as a teacher because no matter what age my coworkers are or the parents of my students are or even my students will give me a good relationship with whoever and whatever age they are, no matter what. So I think that's good. Um, I think that this is more of a having a preference over younger or older people is kind of more of a personal preference than it affecting society altogether because like you're obviously not going to go work at a nursing home if you don't like older people. So I just think that you knowing your personal preference is good for you. And moving forward as a future teacher, I feel like I said, this is one of those things that it's definitely just a personal bias. And I'm just glad that I kind of got that I got a preference. I don't have a preference because I feel like that's good just because, like I said, you're going to have different age parents, different age coworkers. So I feel like that's really good. The second test that I took was um, if you had a preference for straight people over or gay people. I was not really happy with my results for this one at all because I don't have a preference. Or I should say, I don't really care if you're straight or gay. Um, I just, like, that's not what I defined you. So to me, I thought that I was going to get no preference for this. And I actually, my results said that I have a moderate preference for straight people over gay people. This made me feel like very judgmental and kind of upset when I got those results. I don't really see how that test can kind of like determine that, but I do, like I said, I'm surprised and I'm not happy with the results. I don't feel like that's really my preference, but whatever. It's um, for impacting my future relationship with students, parents, and coworkers. That's really important because, like, some of the videos that we had to watch for our assignments, it was like we were talking about how, like, you might have, one student might have two moms, or one student might have two dads, so on. And so it's really important not to be judgmental. You just have to set your personal, like, opinions aside. To me, I really don't have any personal opinions on that. I don't really judge people on that. If a student has two moms, they have two moms. If a student has two dads, they have two dads. So to me, I just feel like my results could impact my future relationships with like parents and so on. But for me personally, I don't think it will at all. Like I said, I don't really. It doesn't matter to me if you're straight or gay. And I do think that though, like having your own views and stuff does need to be put aside when you're a teacher because that's super important. And as a future teacher, I would just really like to keep those personal, like, even if you are going to be a personal, or if you're going to be a teacher, I mean, you need to keep those personal beliefs just aside no matter what. And the last test that I took was if you prefer abled people over disabled people. I was also not very happy with my results. It said that I preferred able people over disabled people, which I don't. I mean, I guess as a teacher, I don't want this to sound bad, but I would much rather work with kids who don't have disabilities than kids who do have disabilities. But um, I do feel like there are I just feel like I'm not the best person to work with kids with disabilities. I feel like there's people that are really meant to do that, and I'm just really not meant to. I've observed in special education classrooms and stuff like that, and I just feel like being in a regular setting classroom is meant for me, so I guess my results were kind of accurate, but I also felt disappointed because I don't want to be that way. I think everybody should be treated equally, so my results were kind of just confusing. Um, Again, I think that having that discrimination against kids is always happening in the education system and in communities, but it shouldn't. And so I feel like that is one of those like wake up calls, like, hey, everybody's should be treated equally. And so moving forward as a teacher, I would really like to make sure that all students are treated equally, no matter if they have a disability or if they don't. And so overall, I think these tests were very interesting. I think I'm going to take a few more actually after this just to see what my results are. But they were pretty cool tests. So